Hi everyone, welcome to the Potato Revan. I have two special guests today, PJ, Orville Nation, and Dr. Alex, the world's worst chiropractor.
Not that kind of doctor.
Well, yes, maybe that's why I died. So, we're just going to have a general discussion about the Orville, because, I would like to welcome Bionic Belly Button! Hey girl!
Hey, BB, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We literally just started.
Yeah.
So you're already 10 minutes late. So we'll start this off at night.
So we were 10 minutes late.
Well, yeah, that is true. So, for those of you who haven't watched, the Orville is basically the best Star Trek to have come out in recent years.
Yes.
Don't you think?
The only Star Trek to come out in recent years.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. So I'll start off basically just showing around and seeing what's everyone's favorites Orvilles and things. Farv's actually given me a few pictures that I wanted to talk about as well, which I'll bring up and things.
They're just general pictures for you to use. The ones I have.
Yeah. I'll just start off with the pictures, and then we'll bounce down to PJ and see what. And my picture's never uploaded. Thank you, streamer.
Ladies and gentlemen, professionalism.
That's us, all right.
What's happened? What's happened?
His pictures didn't upload.
Yeah, I had a load of pictures to show, but none of them uploaded because professionalism. Because
that's okay. This is what YouTube is for. Just to be relaxed,
right?
and.
So the only picture that did manage to upload was this. This is the brand new bridge from the Orville.
It's the season 3 bridge, yeah?
I said bluey grey was the colour to go for.
Yes, you did.
It is.
Season 3 bridge.
Yeah. So, PJ, do you think that's an upgrade, or do you think the last episode of Season 2 had nothing to do with it?
Well, I actually feel totally outdated now with my background after watching that.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let's see. PJ, check your Twitter. I just sent it to you, so now you can update yourself.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks.
But
what was it? I'm sorry. What was the question?
The last question was, with that bridge, do you think it is an update, or do you think that Season 2 had something to do with it? Because, go ahead.
I think it's totally possible that things there may be slight changes in the timeline or something, and or who knows? Even I'm speculating that the Orville might no longer even be a mid-class vessel. It might be one of the big cruisers.
Well, that could be true. I mean, the bridge didn't really change, because if you remember, the back bridges of the cruisers have two things, while the Orville really only has one at the back. Which, why are you at Isaac Station and not in a robot suit?
Make your jokes.
Well, yeah, I'm always with the jokes. 1 second now.
I feel Potato types like this.
I type more like a cat having a seizure. So, yeah, but what am I? I'm just going to go into the hated character. Fuck you, Clyden.
Oh, I totally agree.
No.
Yeah. But then that's what the character's there for. It's there to be a character we don't
ready?
At this point, yeah.
Farv, what's your favorite Orville episode?
Episode?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm terrible with the titles of the episodes, so you
can just even go what they're about.
But two of my favorites are from Season 1, because I haven't finished Season 2. I just haven't had time. The one where they infiltrated the Krill ship in disguise.
That was a good one.
I actually really liked that one, because it also showed kind of both sides of things, from the perspective of people who weren't always fighting.
Yeah, guys, give me 1 second. NB Geeks has just sent me a message.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
Praise Avis.
And then,
You know what? Screw you, Bionic. Get out.
and then the episode where Alara was going through that thing that turned out to be a simulation. My fucking phone, excuse me. I'm going to have to mute that fucking thing. Where she go through that simulation, had all the weird shit happening, like the spider and the clown.
That
And
clown
then
was
at the end where she was like
Yeah.
all by herself. That was an entertaining episode.
Yeah.
John's reaction to the clown was fucking Big
guys,
old flap
just welcome to the
shoes,
panel,
scary as balls.
NB Geeks. Hey, NB, your icon's gone.
My icon's gone.
Yeah, your icon's Snow White. And you too, Bionic. There we go. But John's...
Bionic?
I
Really?
wanted to, if it's okay with you, Potato Rabbit, I wanted to kind of
yeah, sure.
chime in on what I thought PJ said there. You said you don't think it's a mid-level cruiser anymore, right?
I said, well, there's a possibility it could not be a mid-level.
Yeah, yes, I wanted to kind of, I was like comparing that idea to like when the Enterprise NX-01 went in for the refits and had, you know, more weapons, more targeting stuff, and it was a more hardened ship than it was the first 2 years it went out. So I would not be surprised with the idea of the now I'm drawing a blank because it's been so damn long. My son gets home. Isaac's people, the androids.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Kayla.
it would, the Kalons. It would make sense that if what we think is true from the last season is the Krill and maybe the Union are sharing some level of technology, not unlike what the USSR, the United Kingdom, the Allies, and the Axis during the wars. So it's not impossible that, and also because now you're in the middle of a war, being 20 years in the military, you can have something set up for a certain thing, but you can always set it up to make it a war machine. Trust me, I've seen us do it. So I just
I'm going to mute myself real quick and try something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, Farv.
I just want to definitely want to chime in on that, PJ, when you say that, because I'm like, that makes total freaking sense. It's not going to have a battle cruiser class, but it's going to be a much more upgraded in its weaponry and stuff. Yeah. Maybe that's why the designs are like so similar, because if you look at battleships, you look at carriers, they always look similar.
What do you guys think about the comments in the trailer that sounds like they're on a long mission?
I don't think they are on a long mission. I think what it is was basically just memories. Like,
I don't know.
It's memories of what happened before. Like, kind of, it's been so long for people to remember the Orville, right?
Have you listened closely to the trailer?
I've listened to it 5 times. No, but Bionic, I could send it to you if you want.
Yeah, I've not seen the trailer myself.
I didn't even know the trailer came out yet.
Exactly, there you
go. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to send it to Bionic, okay?
Okay.
And I'll send it to you as well.
By the way, Bionic Belly Button.
You said it to me as well, right?
Chat, it is great to see you again, or hear from you again.
Thank you. It's great to hear from you also. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a spell for the both of us.
Yes.
But I'm not on Discord. You're not on Twitter anymore, so you know.
I did go back, but I'm not as active as I was. I mostly use it for streams and memes.
Yo, can we hear me?
Yeah, now we hear you.
Bionic really knows her stuff.
Yeah, Bionic does know her stuff. So let's go to Bionic. Bionic, your favorite Orville.
I can't pick up. That's like picking your favorite kid. You can't do that.
Which one is your favorite kid? Which of the 5?
I love all the episodes with Bortus and Clyden because they make me laugh. I think they have the best relationship on the whole series. I love that relationship, and
yeah, like you know, I really liked I forget the episode, but remember when they found the planet that was going to go away?
Yes.
The one that only
Yeah.
comes in periodically.
Hundreds of billions of years or hundreds of thousands of years. I can't remember the time frame, but yes.
It was just like
No.
a couple hundred years at a time.
No.
Yeah.
A planet that it was ripping apart
No,
by
the
the sun.
planet that was going down. And remember, Isaac was going down. Isaac went down there, and he said, logically, it is not important for you to just take the kids. And that's when it said, "I'm glad I'm not you."
Yeah,
You
I
know,
love that
because-
line.
Yeah, because he's like, he can't fathom why they would choose their children over them because they don't have a concept of paternalhood or maternalhood.
Yeah.
And
No, but they did develop him into having love the same way that Data had love, where his life was better with her, part of it,
Yeah.
you know, just based on algorithms and everything else. But still, that's a kind of love.
I mean,
oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say one of the things he mentioned in there is as he's growing, one of the things we need to think about with the Kalons, they think they're so superior, they're not trying to advance any further. They see no point to it. So they don't view things and they don't process things new because they're very advanced. They could process emotions, but they don't see a point. So as Isaac is growing through the show, especially this protection of the kids and stuff, he's growing in new software, new pathways are forming, and that's what really, driving his force. He may not have emotion, but he is starting to understand the concept of emotion.
Yeah.
Does that
I
make
don't
sense?
think it's as cut and dried as that. Because
If you think there's more
if you-
layers, please.
yeah. Well, I think the Kalons actually do have emotion. If you just look at the Kalon leader's reaction to, damn it, I've forgotten his name.
Isaac.
Isaac, thank you. Yeah, his reaction to Isaac and Isaac questioning him, he is annoyed. He's pissed off. He is snippy. There are emotional responses coming through with the Kalon command as well. It's not just Isaac who's developed emotions. I think the Kalons had emotions on some level way further back, which is why they rebelled in the first place. I mean,
Yeah,
I think they're being far too hard and fast about these are robots, therefore there's no emotions. No, I don't think Seth MacFarlane and the series writers view it that way either. I think they've got a more nuanced approach to the Kalons.
I think that the leader of the Kalons is actually more primitive than the actual soldiers, because if you see all the soldiers, their heads come off and fly, but the leader's head doesn't.
Yeah. That's mechanics rather than brain power, though, isn't it?
No, yes, but I'm just talking about machinery and things like that. Like,
oh yeah,
because,
I'll take that. Yeah, their car isn't as sophisticated as the other cars,
but as well is if
what's behind
he's
the wheel
more
might be the
primitive
problem.
than the newer ones.
Yeah.
You could have a civil war because the newer ones could say learn emotions from Isaac, while the older ones are incapable of it.
Yeah, but as you say, I don't think they are incapable. But I do think that they don't even realize they have emotions. That they are definitely being guided by things that would be a direct analog.
You're saying it's more of a cultural kind of restriction, maybe.
Yeah. More
Hey,
likely.
Potato Revan, I'll be
Yo.
right back. My wife just got in the house. I'm going to go say hi to her.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, I
But
think honestly.
go on, Potato.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that leads nicely into my favorite episode. If you want me to talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I've been thinking about that for a while. Because they're all the first two episodes were the weakest ones, perhaps, but they still were great. And then they really were at a high level from that point onwards. And so it's hard to pick one. But the one I do pick out has got not so much to do with characters, really. It's the one where they visit Kalon for the first time, and I've forgotten the name of that episode. Obviously, it's a two-part.
Identity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But the part one is the best bit because it's just riffing off so much of the motion picture, Star Trek motion picture, in the soundtrack, the visuals. It's just brilliant. But the way it's done is it grips the heart in the way that even the motion picture probably doesn't fully, but it should have done. Because the music and the visuals just impact so strongly, and there's a creepiness about it, which is just eerie and horrible. And you know something bad is going to happen, but the build-up is beautiful, and the way it's written and put together. Again, Seth MacFarlane isn't writing a piss take. He has a few jokes thrown in, but he's doing Trek beyond Trek here. This is a step over what's coming out from the crap.
If I remember, PJ,
I mean,
is
the
this
battle
true
in the fucking
that
second
it was
part should do
originally
that.
pitched as a Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. And then he was rejected, and he inspired me because he was rejected. So he went off, right, F you, I'm going to make my own, and it'll be better. And he was damned right. Which is
Oh,
the
it
entire
was.
reason I did my new Doctor stuff.
You're like, I'll do better with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, F you, I'll make it better.
Hey,
Can you
there,
guys
everyone.
imagine what it would be like if we, with all this crappy track, if we didn't have the Orville?
No,
I don't want
we
to
need the
imagine
Orville.
Yeah,
It's a shining light. It's a beacon of hope.
Yeah.
That, and the fact that he has all these old Trek actors on as an as an homage to them and an ode to them. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I know people say it a lot. Orville is a love letter to Trek, but it really is. It's
Absolutely.
it's just done with. It's just done properly. It's just it's
It's
Trek
exactly
and everything.
like
But
Star
me,
Trek continues.
I see what you did there in the comments, Phoenix.
Dr. Alex, I was going to also say that I really appreciate that you chose that episode as your favorite, or that two-part. They really stuck out to me as well because I was really wondering how they would combine the comedic parts of the show and make it something a little more serious. And I thought that they blended that flawlessly in those episodes, and we could start to see the characters a little bit grittier, a little bit more in depth. But it still had the humor. So
Exactly.
Well,
go on. I was going to say
speaking about growing,
Go on.
I'll get back to you guys in a second. I know, right? It's like Potato Evan is 100% professional. But speaking about growing, me and Phil, we've spoken about this in DMs and that. I forget the name of the episode, but it's the episode where they find the cell phone in the
Oh, yeah.
I know the one you mean. Yeah.
Yes, in the time capsule. That episode, like the music on that, is that episode. It goes to show that Gordon's actually quite lonely. Yeah, and that guy, I'm like, oh. But Phil, can you guess my favorite episode? It's the one with the female Mocklins and
that is a good one.
Pardon.
Yeah, that's why 9 to 5 is done very well in that one.
That is.
All the World. I believe that one's All the World is Birthday Cake.
That's it. No, All the World is Birthday Cake is the one where they get captured and their birthdays are the astrological signs.
That's right. Blood of Patriots. Blood of Patriots.
Yeah, but PJ, what about you? What's your favorite Orville episode, moments, or whatever?
It's hard to pick one. I've seen a lot because our friend Philip O'Reilly is in it. Is the what is it called? What is it called? The voting, the downvoting and upvoting one.
Oh, that is a brilliant episode.
That one with the social media thing dictating.
Oh no! It's Sanctuary. That's the one.
That's the one.
Episode 12.
That's a good one.
Of season 2, which is surprising to me. I thought it was earlier.
I mean, why was he dancing like that on a statue? I'm just wondering.
Well, that episode's not. That Sanctuary is a different episode. That episode's not Sanctuary. It's called. I forget what it's called, but it's
that's the one where the girls
Rule.
got picked. That's the one where the girls got picked
Majority
up by the
Rule,
guys with the assault rifles in the armored car.
Yeah. So I actually followed the girl from that episode, and they actually, Sam MacFarlane actually gave her the badge.
Nice.
That she wore in it. But that episode was actually a very good commentary on cancel culture and kind of how social media rules everything.
Yeah. It was basically it's mob rules.
Yeah, but Dr. Alex, I kind of stepped on you, but you were saying a few minutes ago before I interrupted you.
It was something Bionic had said, and I was responding to, but I've now forgotten Bionic's original comment.
That's okay. It was that. It'll come to you after we get off the show.
Yeah, but about 2 a.m. in the morning, I'll wake up. God damn it! But the thing is, with the passing of Norm Macdonald, may he rest in peace. What do we think is going to happen with Yaphet? Oh, Dr. Alex, the Yaphet actor, if you didn't know, passed away.
Yeah, I got that, which is a damn shame. because Yaphet was a good comedic character.
Yes. Did they finish
Um,
filming before
They-
he passed?
Well, yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
his appearance in season 3 is not going to be hindered, but he'll either have to get killed off somehow in post in one of the episodes, or they're just going to have him transfer off the ship.
Yeah.
No, there's another option that
He
you're
could
forgetting.
revoice. Yeah.
My mother became my brother.
Yep.
Remember? Yoffis could have a child and could become someone else.
Which is probably what's going to happen, actually.
Yeah, that's entirely
good.
possible.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll figure shit out. I mean, when Alara's actress left, they came up with something.
Speaking about Alara, PJ, do you have any idea why they chose not to give her eyebrows in the first episode, but in episode 2 they gave her eyebrows?
I think they just wanted to make her different, and then they just realized that she was better off with eyebrows.
Yeah.
I miss
Like-
Alara. I liked her.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Me
the actress,
too, but I do like Tala a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're
the
both
actress
good.
who played Alara is, I forget the name of the show, my mother watches it, is actually now the main villain on a TV show. And where she's playing a psychopath, and she's actually quite good in it. She was playing a TV host and everything. So her career's actually going good. It's not like she left and kind of faded off into obscurity. So
Is it true that she left because she was dating Seth MacFarlane and they broke up?
no.
I
That's
didn't ever hear that.
I've never heard that they were dating.
Stupid rumors. I had to ask.
Bionic, have you seen her name yet?
Have I what?
Seen her name?
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Fitting.
Bionic.
appreciate it.
You're not. There is something to that, but I don't think we really delve into that though, because we could try. I think in general we try to keep away from their personal lives. So
Yeah,
No,
because
I-
their
I-
personal lives are none of her business.
but but Bionic is there is something to them dating or something like that. So.
I guess I was only curious. Well, because I mean, I do get curious, but also because it was such a. It seemed like everything was going really well, and I was curious to the motivation behind her leaving the show.
But if you guys realize,
Pretty sure she left the show because she was going to be in that god awful X-Men movie.
But you were saying, PJ?
Well, if you guys realize, in the first year of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Tasha leaves the show, gets killed off,
Yeah.
and in the first year of the Orville, the security officer also
Yes.
leaves the Orville. So
Yeah.
It's a good parallel. Like that.
It is.
But then,
And-
is that saying she's coming back? Then, like Tasha made some cameos later on.
She actually
it
made
already.
a cameo in the last episode.
she'll
Yeah.
be back for stuff.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, she's only gone to get medical stuff, and they don't know how long. So for all we know, she could come back at a higher rank, or even the captain of her own ship from the Solarians, or whatever you'd call them.
Yeah. By the way, that last episode was also right up there with my favorite. I was thinking, is it that one? Is it the Kalon one? Because there's so much on that final episode. They were ripping off, making it homage to, if you like, Star Wars as well as Star Trek, and again, doing it better. In both cases, better than Star Wars, better than Star Trek in terms of modern.
I'm going to say something. The battle with the Isaac's people should have been the series finale.
In season 1 into 2, you mean? Yeah.
No, season 2 into 3. I think it should have been the fight, and then you do time skip, and then you upgrade the Orville. You say for the past year and a half we've been in dry dock or whatever you call it. Phoenix says, yeah, but Denise rage quit TNG thinking that she was too good for Star Trek. That is true. And Confused and Waffle says, what was the episode The Great Release, aka Jaloja?
Was that about? No, hang on. I don't know actually. Which one was that?
Jaloja was the one where it was a yearly thing where he went to take.
Yeah, but what was the main story? 'Cause it wasn't just him having a piss. There was other stuff going on. I think.
The main story was basically Kelly's new boyfriend.
Oh, that's probably why I've forgotten the main story because it's
Yeah.
weaker storylines. Okay.
Can I just say when we were I was
Always.
just watching Farfidian drink with his helmet on reminded me of Rick Moranis from Spaceballs.
If I wanted to,
that
I could
helmet
just
now.
flip this fucking visor up, but then I'm showing my face, which defeats the purpose.
I know, right? Hey, and me, you're back, bud.
assholes!
So I'm going to say this for the way and the years that Orville was made in 2020, 2021. Let's say 2019, just go into the making, right? The Mocklin arc, as it's called by the fans, with the transgender child, was handled very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that it could have been handled a hell of a lot worse, given everything we'd seen before that point. For one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arwen has renamed Farv into Darth Helmet. No, Arwen, that's his dad.
One of the things about that episode is it kind of harkens back to more of a TNG era, where you got to remember TNG handled transgenderism allegories way back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So for like STD to come out and say, well, we got the first. No, you didn't do it first. It was done way before you. Shit. As soon as they said that stuff, we were all typing in like, oh, what about this episode? What about this episode? What about this episode?
There's nothing STD can say they did at first. They can say they did everything worst, but not.
Yeah. I was actually gonna say something similar to that. Do you ever notice the people who always claim they did it first are always the last motherfuckers to have done it?
They did, but going back to what NB was saying, DS9 handled lesbianism fantastically.
Well, that's because you got to see Jackie and Dax kissing.
You can actually take that one. You can take that one both ways. You can take that as lesbianism and transgenderism.
You're talking about the Quark episode?
Well, that's true because of the...
Yeah, because of the symbiote.
Because of the host, the symbiont?
Yeah.
Yes, the hosts are symbiotes. So let's assume, it's never been said, but I've always assumed they're asexual. They have, no sex. Maybe I could be wrong. But anyway, the point of the matter is I've heard people say that they found an allegory in there about, the idea of transgenderism, and that would mean you could go all the way back to TNG when we first saw with Crusher and the original Trill we saw, where that was in a man's body, but then it's a woman's body, and
She was out.
The actress who played Shazzy is the whole reason why the Trill don't change from TNG over to DS9, because she is to be a model. But back to the Orville. Yeah.
I think it was handled really well because they showed both sides of they showed both vantage points. They showed it from Clyden and Bortus, so they showed the pro and against, and I appreciated that they didn't just push it. It wasn't woke. It wasn't like you have to like this, and this is why. It was like, this is why you have reservations, and this why.
Well, like my brother and I first watched that episode like at the same time, and the minute that came up, we were both like, oh God, here we go. It's all going to come crashing down in this one episode. And then at the end, we're like, okay, you know what? That actually made perfect fucking sense. Yeah. It didn't preach at us. It didn't get stupid. It's just like, okay, this is a thing with this species. And it's more or less them saying, this is how things work here. It's none of our damn business, really.
Yeah. The Orville trying to intervene, they failed. They failed to effect the change they were hoping for, which is more mature and sensible than anything current Star Trek could ever manage, which is, again, why Seth MacFarlane is so far above them. It's embarrassing for them, I hope.
Yeah, but the thing that now you have to wonder about Mockless is, with all the female Mocklins that have been discovered, do you think Mockless is going to change?
It'll take a long time. It'll take generations.
Yeah.
Generations.
What do you think? Peter?
Can you repeat that?
With all the female Mocklins that have been discovered and how common they are, right? And with all the gender operations, do you think that Mocklus is going to have a cultural shock or awakening?
Yeah, we might see because there's all these tensions now between. There is some tension between Mocklus and the Union. I mean, we might see. We might see a Moclan civil war. Even with the females and the males, and the Union having to protect the sanctuary planet, and maybe against the Moclans.
I have a theory that the Moclans are hermaphrodites.
Possible. Also,
Yeah.
what do you? Let me post this question to you guys. Does anybody?
I
see...
have about as much interest in that piece of information as I did the Klingorks having 2 dicks.
Well, no, because
Anyway,
there is a difference here. Because from a cultural standpoint, that could change a lot.
Yeah.
Well, some species of animals on our planet are, a certain type. If there's too many of one population,
Clownfish.
they will actually change to the other gender. It's
frogs also.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. Frogs, yes.
They're turning the frogs gay.
But hold on, PJ, you were saying you had a question for us?
I was just gonna, because this has come up a lot in our discussions. There's a lot of people.
So sorry, I had to.
Does anybody feel like Clyden is gonna do some big betrayal?
I think he already did when he tried to divorce him, right?
Well,
medium level betrayals.
Yeah, I think he might actually, if something like that were to happen, he might actually turn on Bortus even.
No, I have a thing. We've been put up to hate Clyden so much. I think Clyden's going to be redeemed. Something's going to happen, and Clyden is actually going to be redeemed.
Clyden's going to ascend.
Yeah, pretty much. And, maybe possibly into giving the ultimate sacrifice.
Okay, here's a crazy theory. Clyden has a reverse sex change, shows up at the end of the episode at Bortus and says, "This is who I am, can you accept me?" or something like that.
No.
What do you think, PJ? You're shaking your head. What do you think about that concept?
Listen, I think that could be part of a greater storyline. And I'm going to ask you, NB, this question. Do you think that Topa is going to find out from the kids at school that he was a girl?
I think so. I could see that adding a definite level of drama, and that could actually do tension. Because I don't think the Clyden thing would happen right away. But think about the tension that would happen between Topa, Bortus, and Clyden, finding out that Bortus fought for what maybe Topa finds right, or could Topa maybe side with Clyden, saying,
"What?
I'm just saying, those are both reasonable possibilities."
I have another possibility. What if Topa gets sick and they're like, "What's this illness?" Right? And just say it's like Moclan cancer or something like that. And they're like, "Well, where is this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's on his hip." And when they show, Topa looks up and you see a female hip. And he's saying, like, that looks like a female skeleton, but that only affects, and it's like, yes, females. And Topa's there and goes, "But I'm a male." And that's when he learns the truth.
Maybe. I mean, Clyden went his whole life without knowing until they went to
but it seems like with how much of a drastic change it is in the Moclan reassignment surgery, that it's some kind of genetic change.
Yeah. Oh, hey, LJ Ferguson. So she says,
"Hey, LJ.
Hi, guys." She's on her I have to say, I like the idea of a Clyden redemption. And what a storyline it would be to see poor Bortus as a single parent. Yes. But I think...
Actually, that would be interesting. That would be kind of a Worf Alexander Roshenko comparison. And I could see that being Bortus having to be, third in command of the ship. What would be interesting is if that happened, what if the first 2 officers are off the ship, Bortus is there, and then something happens with his son, and he has to make, and it's in the middle of something, and he's struggling with a command decision and a parental decision. I think that could really show some emotional ability with him, especially when you brought up the fact of him being a single parent, because he wouldn't think that if Clyden was there, because he believed his mate would take care of him.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think of that idea?
It'd be some good potential drama.
What if Bortus kills Clyden?
Again?
No.
I
mean,
no,
I don't
sorry,
mean divorce.
The opposite way.
Yeah, no, I don't mean divorce. I mean, say for talk's sake that Clyden betrays the Union, right? And Bortus has enough, and he just turns around and vaporizes him.
Wow.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't know about that.
No, that's
Clyden is only resisting females being acceptable because then he would have to face what he's done to his own child, and that's why he's pushing back so hard right now.
What he's been oppressing on himself,
right?
Whatever you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
but you know that there is more. I think there are more layers to this story that I could definitely see popping out in season 3.
I could see in season 3, like PJ was saying, a Moclan civil war, but not of armies, a cultural revolution, to use China's term. Like that, there's a major cultural shift, because we're seeing all these guys being really, really, no, you can't do this, kind of overcompensating in a type of a way. What if a load of them are actually just scared of what's going on, and it's a weird thing that they're not attracted to females, but there's females, so what are they going to do? Because there's only a small amount of Moclan males who are attracted to females, and what happens with their species?
Well, think about it. They lay eggs. They obviously don't need. They obviously don't need a quote unquote.
They obviously don't need a female for reproduction.
What's that?
They obviously don't need females for reproduction.
Yeah, I assume that. I started to assume maybe it was an asexual reproduction.
PJ,
But then
you saying that Moclans reproduce like an amoeba?
No, I kind of imagine they're more like hentai monsters down there.
Maybe they reproduce like freaking gremlins. It just pops off.
But guys, we're thinking too human. Like A into B equals C. We're thinking too human. For all we know, their reproductive organs could be in their stomach, could be in their heads. For all we know. Like the thing is, how did Bortus get that egg out of him? That's what I want to know.
It didn't come out of his head.
It came out like on Dragon Ball Z.
Moclans have a very strong immune system. That's one of the reasons why them getting addicted to smoking was so funny.
It was. That
was great.
Just for those of us who know, that'll be me in Armchair when we meet in Texas. Just dancing away like that.
I would like to know, BB Bionic likes Clyden a lot. Can you tell us why, Bionic?
Why do I like Clyden so much?
What do you like about Clyden?
I like. I love their whole dynamic, but I think Clyden is a representation of traditionalism, and I think that he fights for. He doesn't want to change. I don't know. He just. I mean, he's kind of. Remember when he had all that ice cream after they broke up or they were fighting? He just does things that are just really cute and endearing. So I just really like,
Guy, I'm sorry, and Bionic, I don't mean to be insulting. PJ, NB, you just gave you're right. Clyden is acting like your stereotypical woman. When he got upset, he went for ice cream.
Well, yes, I mean, I would say in the relationship, Clyden is the woman in the relationship.
Let's put it this way. No, Bionic, you're BB, you're completely right there. But let's put this in perspective here. Find out that you spent your whole life not knowing you have been surgically altered in a way. Take it as like being adopted and never being told until you're a certain age. Can you imagine, and I'm just using that as an example because it's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah.
Imagine how traumatizing it is to find out you had a major change and your parents never told you. You had to find out from a third-party doctor. And now everything you are doing, no matter how much he wants to fight it, because I think one of the reasons why Clyden was so hell-bent on is Clyden is in denial. There was a spark of it coming out when he admitted to what happened to him, but there's still this repression in him that he is trying to figure out. There is a lot more in Clyden that I think is mentally eternal wrestling. And I think that's why we're seeing so much of him. It's not so much a physical thing. He's really trying to struggle with everything that's happened, with, coming to reality with this, with finding out that his mate spawned a female. That means, and you think about it, it's supposed to be very rare, but 2 in a generation, a parent and another parent had a female. That's got to be a scary thing when you put it into cultural perspectives for that race. Now, does anybody think I'm off there?
I think
not really. No.
No.
I think one of the interesting things that we don't know about the Moclan thing is what proportion is female. Because if it is a tiny proportion, then a massive shift in the whole of their society is not going to be really affected by a really small minority because they're just pushing against too big a force. But what could happen if you've got a very small proportion of female, also a very small proportion of males that are attracted to females, that sanctuary planet could become an entirely new species. This could be the beginnings of Romulans versus Vulcans, essentially. And you end up with a
that's
slightly
a really
different
good. That's
mix.
really
I was
good.
going to
Actually,
say maybe. I was actually going to go with the analogy of, say, maybe China versus Taiwan.
Ciao.
I would have used that analogy.
We're talking to Orville, but yeah.
Which one would be China and which one would be Taiwan?
The Moclans would be China and Taiwan would be the sanctuary.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think for talk's sake, I don't think it'd be a separate species. I think what might go on is that, because if you look at the doctor, they did not go to a specialist hospital, right? They did not have to say we waited so long for a new doctor to come in. If there's so few females, why did they just go to a hospital and not have to wait for a specialist?
Okay, I have a theory on this.
Go ahead.
I would say that, and this is only a theory.
Yeah.
Remember how the Kalons used to have a humanoid species or a organic species on the planet and they wiped them all out?
Yes.
What if there's a dark little history in Moclan's past where the males realize they didn't necessarily need females to procreate and try to eradicate the female species? That's not exactly something you'd want to put in history. And with the way the Moclan society is from what we've seen, I cannot necessarily say that would be too far from a reality.
That might be, but instead of, what if the females ruled Moclus at one stage?
Yes, that could be another thing, and the males rebelled, kind of like that episode in TNG where the females were the dominant race and the males were the weaker one, and it was evolution and stuff. So
it's called Twitter.
Oh.
No, that's my favorite episode. Majority Rules.
Yeah,
that is absolutely my favorite episode because I can't think of a single episode in all of Orville that encapsulated modern society as well as that episode.
I actually think that the serum didn't work. Remember the serum that they injected her with to change time? Because remember after it's like, hey, would you like to go for dinner or something? And she's like, yeah. She gave a little look afterwards.
You got the shark on me there.
Jumped a bit there.
A totally different episode.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
I know that. Sorry, but I'm just saying. I don't think that that it worked. I don't think that the serum worked. I think that she's just realizing they kind of screwed up, and she's following history's path at this stage, with a few little alterations.
It's possible.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing too.
We'll have to see. I don't think so, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you, Phoenix. Angel One.
Angel
yes,
One,
That
yeah.
is the episode I was talking about.
Okay, here's a question. What's something you hated from the Orville? Or didn't like? And this is the mark of a good show where nobody's jumping out to say.
Yeah, hate is none of them that are that bad that you just go, oh, I don't want to see
Okay,
that
well,
again.
something that you didn't
How
like,
short
or-
the seasons are.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
okay, that's one thing. I would say, even though it was out of the showrunner's control, losing Alara. I didn't like that.
Yeah, losing Laura, but I thought they did.
Although
a good
that
job.
episode was beautiful.
It was. It was.
It
good
was.
Yes,
episode.
they did a good
Handled
job
very
with
well.
that.
There is
Could
one.
not have given her a better send off.
Yeah, but PJ, you were saying?
I was just going to say there are some intentional parallels with TNG. The way, for example, Lamar goes off the bridge and becomes chief of engineering, just like Geordi did.
Yeah.
Georgie.
But at the same time, that dynamic between Gordon and John is amazing.
Yep.
It
And
is.
now you see Gordon going to hang out in engineering, but which brings an interesting point up. The new cast member, Charlie Burke, is the character for Ann Winters. Ann Winters is playing Charlie Burke. Will there be that kind of or a different kind of crazy dynamic with Gordon? What do you guys think?
I think that she's going to be Gordon's girlfriend.
Really?
Because if she works on the bridge, and think of it, Gordon has recently just seen what it is like to be in a proper grown-up relationship. No dumb jokes, no practical jokes, nothing. Right? He fell in love with a girl, and now say this new girl comes in, she's single, whatever like that. They get close to each other. Maybe they could end up together.
Or maybe
It's
it could
possible.
be maybe he becomes a big brother.
Possibly.
I prefer that. I that whole dynamic of the romantic right there, it gets old. I prefer sometimes, change it up, have the big brother kind of thing, the guy with the experience, humor and stuff. Maybe they're a little more dry sensical. Maybe they both complement each other, and you have the mentor get the other person to lighten up and the other one to say, hey, you need to take this a little more seriously, but in a good dynamic way to where they can understand each other versus going back and trying to recreate the same thing between them. Yeah, because we've all seen that before. It never works when you try to recreate that because all anybody does is compare it to the previous couple of people. It doesn't work. That's why even though Alora and Clara are the same species, they do have different personalities.
Yeah.
Because
Very
you
much.
don't want to have exactly the same personality. You don't want to have a carbon copy replacement because everybody sees it.
Yeah.
And on that note, Potato Revenue, how long are
Yeah.
you planning on doing the stream?
About another 15, no, another 10 minutes.
Oh, well,
Okay,
okay.
well,
I might be able to hang on then. Yeah.
I just didn't know how long you were doing it. 'Cause
No, I prefer
do have
I
get
prefer
to
to hit the 1 hour mark and call it.
Mhm.
Because statistically, no one really likes to watch streams over an hour. Like when just after the 1 mark, that's when we shell everyone. Does anyone have any Orville theories? PJ, what about you? You're the Orville Nation. Do you have any theories going on?
Oh, we got an infinite amount of theories. Let me just throw. I was just thinking this is in my head right now when you guys were talking. Does anybody think we'll see Robert Picardo in his role as Alara's dad? But even without Alara, because he's a scientist, and do you guys think we might see him in season 3?
We might do. I wonder.
Possibly.
Maybe.
What was his field? BJ, what was his field?
Wasn't it biology or like something like that?
Maybe. I don't remember. It's possible.
I gotta look into that.
But having him back would be awesome because he's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Very much so.
Oh, I wonder if we'll get. It was Charlize Theron, wasn't it? I wonder if we get her back.
No, we can't get her back because the time portal's closed, so she can never come back.
Yeah, of course. There's no way you could open another time portal.
Yeah.
There's no way you could make another another
I'll
time. That
say-
could never happen. Yeah.
Honestly, I would be kind of happy for her to come back.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Most
really play with
males
that.
would be, and females too, because she's a great actress. But
I think we'll definitely see her back at some
I
point.
just thought she was a good villain.
Yeah,
You know,
that's why I think she might come back.
I'd like to see, honestly, I'd like to see Mercer and that female Creel hook back up again. I thought they had, no, seriously, I thought they had a good chemistry together, and I think it'd be a great way to do a story arc about breaking cultural barriers.
Yeah, I think there's mileage in that. Yeah.
Speaking about the Krill, do you think that we're going to see the Krill's perspective change? Because they've seen a race of robots. Okay, but what I'm saying is, they've seen a race of robots who are truly soulless beings going out killing. But the ones who were trying to save them, basically, and save everyone, is their enemy. And yeah,
It's
and
Avis Will.
maybe that's how they see it. Avis wills it, and you could even
I mean,
start.
it could at least cause kind of a factionizing within the Krill, like two different beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe you could even say, for talk's sake, have a religious schism where it's like, maybe the interpretations of the texts are wrong.
Maybe kind of like how they did in Enterprise with the Vulcans.
Yes. Have another throwback. Bionic Girl, do you have any theories yourself or something?
No theories. My brain's been kind of stuck on this one scene ever since they brought up Gordon and Lamar's relationship. Do you remember when they found out that the first commander officer was going to be Kelly, and they raced down the hall with each other like two little kids trying to be the one to tell her? I love that scene.
That is like actual. The people who made this, you can tell maybe they are actually all friends with each other because they do genuinely act like friends.
Well, Gordon and Kelly are married, or they were married, which is personal life, and it shouldn't count. Yeah. But it is weird to think about when you see them on the bridge, and you're like, "Oh, those two are married."
You know, one of the funniest things I thought was when I first saw the pilot, and when Lamar goes, "Can we have drinks on the bridge? The last captain let us have drinks." Now, I know there were so many people who were bitching about that. I'm like, you've never worked on an ops floor, have you? Do you have any idea how many times I've had it was like you could drink and then the new commander would come in and like, "Get those damn drinks off, man. You can't have a drink in here. Go to the break room." Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it's the same thing.
So funny.
Same thing on a tank crew. Depending on who the tank commander is, whether you got shit in the turret or not.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I thought it was so damn funny, because it made total sense to me. I was like, well, it's a valid question. It's funny, but to everybody else it's funny, but to us military folks it's like, ooh, that was a good question.
And simply because you spend so many hours there, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you see him later with the I love when he says, I don't think we should be talking. Oh, yeah, she's the ex-wife. I don't think we should talk. Oh, we're talking about this. This is the thing. Trust me, I heard so many crazy things on the ops floors I was on at times. It just was so goddamn funny. You'd hear people talking about stuff, and you're like, should we be talking about it? It's like, oh, you don't have to, but we're going to keep doing it.
Can I just point something out, guys? Talking about Jay Lee, he just had a concert. He's a professional pianist, and he just had a concert in California.
Really?
Which JP Egotastic and a few others went to. So congratulations to Jay Lee. If you're listening, you never know who's listening, guys.
Exactly. But I was thinking something. This might just sound. What if they find another version of, and not the Union, but say on the other side of Krill space, there's a load of other species who we don't know because it's on the other side of Krill space. What if there's another kind of Union over there, and they're kind of like, oh yeah, but it's kind of nearly an opposite of each other. They have similar values, but the Union could see themselves at a skew. Kind of see themselves what they really are by looking at themselves from the outside. What do you think?
I have no idea.
Because like we've seen them getting their asses run over far too easy. Like by the Krill and that like.
And the Kalons. Yeah.
Yes, and the Kalons, the toaster people. With their weird.
Ando would be in heaven, wouldn't he?
Do you think the Union, the Krill, and do you think they'll try and make other alliances with others to go against the Kalons?
I think that who we may actually see is, I know it's a one shot, but if they can destroy and scare the Krill, what about that weird monkey kind of race who made pig noises from the episode where
I know what you mean. The orcs.
Mercer, the orcs. Mercer and the girl crashed on the planet, and they were being chased by this race who terrified the Krill. What if they went for them? Because wouldn't it be logical? Hey, if you can destroy these guys, maybe you can destroy these guys, and kind of because if they're coming for us, they're going to come for you. What do you think?
Possibly. I don't know.
I do think that the Mocklans may leave the Union.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because they're at too much.
It's looking like that's what's going to happen. It's looking like there's going to be a schism in the Union, and the Mocklans are going to leave.
Yeah, but guys,
Go
ahead.
Okay. Oh, one other one I was wondering about potential for future exploration. They've had it actually in a very small way. They've referred back to it, but the ones that kept them in the zoo, the technologically advanced ones.
Yes.
Those ones.
God, those.
Yeah,
Caliban.
Yeah, amazingly, they did pop up in the season 2 finale because I think they were talking about. Well, they're not talking about sneaking over or hiding on the edges of their space.
Yeah, we can go into Caliban space, but if they see us there, I know, but we might be able to hide out for a few months.
Yeah. So there was a tiny reference back to it, but I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah, what if the Kalons collide with them directly? That could already be an interesting thing to explore.
Here's a weird.
Be like the Cybermen and Daleks.
Yeah, but here's
Sci-Fi Nation. Mercer and Picard.
Oh my god.
But guys, here's a weird idea. What if we find a colony of the people, and they're like to go down, they land, doing your ordinary explanations and things, and you see these droids walking around, but they're really kind of dumb, and they're like, "Who are you?" And they're like, "Oh yes, we're the Kalon." And they're like, "What?" It's the builders of the Kalon, a descendant of their colonies who survived.
Yeah, I was wondering if there may be some survivors of the original Kalon humanoid species.
Yeah.
You would think a species that technologically advanced, some of them would survive. Maybe they went into hiding, for thousands of years. It's a good storyline. I mean, it's not like something we haven't seen before in a Star Trek thing.
Yeah, but guys, we're at 58 minutes, and the internet's getting a bit, jumpy and things. So, we can all chill ourselves, and then we'll just, wrap it up, okay? So, PJ, you're a special guest. How about you go first, and then we'll pop up to Alex and MB, and then go to the regular guys.
Well, just thanks for the invitation. It's been a privilege,
Always,
guys.
Man.
And, just looking forward to season 3.
It's nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. MB, you want to show your channel?
Yeah, my channel is MB Geeks Let's Talk. I do some trailer reviews, movie reviews every now and again. But my main thing is Sunday night or Sunday afternoon Eastern Standard Time. I'm currently doing series History of Film. My guests, my co-hosts are, I know PJ knows them, Way Too Many Beers. My co-host, and Alyssa.
Jack Beers?
Yeah.
Yes, Jack Beers.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, he's been my co-host for a long time. He's been we did the entire Lower Decks together. Yeah, and I know I've seen him on PJ's channel.
Jack is great.
And yes, I absolutely love him. Jack
I
being
see him on Facebook all the time in different Star Trek groups I'm in. That guy is fucking awesome.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's been a good friend of mine for a while.
I
So
will link you
Sunday
to the
night
channel,
we're
Phil.
going back into Sunday we're going into with me, him, and AVP Alyssa. We're going to do history of film again. We're still in the 30s. We're kind of collaborating on how we want to jump around with this. Right now we're in the Universal Monster movie area, and I think this week we're talking about how the prosthetics really stood out for the time.
Awesome.
And hopefully we can get into my favorite Universal Monster movie, Creature from the Black Lagoon, because I have a lot of good things, and there's a reason why I love that movie so much.
Awesome. I'll link your channels, both of your YouTube channels in the link. Dr. Alex, you want to show your books, your pop-up storybooks?
Pop-up stories. Yeah, okay, I'll very quickly, I'll try and do a quicker version of my channel on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dr. Alex is the channel name. Predominantly now, it's basically rewriting Doctor Who in a way that makes it good. So the Doctor Season 12 is already up there as a YouTube series and is out there as a book in paperback, hardback, and Kindle form on Amazon. That's the Doctor Season 12. But all on YouTube for free on the channel. And I'm in the middle, well, I've written, actually, it's already up there. It's probably going to be reversed. Oh, no, actually, that's correct. Look at it. You've got the Doctor Season 13,
Awesome.
which actually is meant to come out on YouTube in parallel with the BBC's dire offering, but obviously far exceed it. But you could do spoiler-tastic stuff by going on Amazon and buying this already. So you can buy Season 13 and get a head start on all of it. But just to let you know, the season opener for Season 13 is already on YouTube, ready to go. I'm just waiting for the BBC to finally frickin' announce when they're going to run their episode 1, so I can launch it at exactly the same time. But I'm ready, even if Chinball isn't.
Okay, Farv, you want to go?
Yeah, okay. I run a channel called Farvithian Guard. It's Iron Fangs Gaming on Odyssey. It's mostly a gaming channel. Occasionally we got some commentary and shit on there with my brother, another guy who we hang out with called Armchair Warlord, and occasionally I have a couple other people on there. I do retro style games, retro games, newer games as I slowly upgrade my fucking PC and get my streaming shit fixed up. I'm also in the last 5 to 6 pages of the final chapter of a book I'm getting ready to publish. I'm hoping to start the publishing process by the end of this year or January. I got to get the page layout done. That's my brother's part of it. And then I got to work on commission a cover, and then we got to do the rest of that shit.
Yeah. And you're welcome. Phil, go ahead, man.
All right. Well, before I shill out my YouTube channel, I would like to quick shill out someone that was briefly mentioned a little bit earlier, and that is Armchair Warlord and his book, The Maiden's War. So it is available on Amazon. It's available in paperback. I don't know if it has hardcover. The one that he gave me was.
I don't know about the Amazon
paperback.
version. I've got a hardcover.
No,
but
if
I
you
got
want
it
a
back
hardcover, you'll need to go to my Discord. You'll need to go to my Discord and actually message him, and he will give it to you for free in exchange for money.
Can I just butt in for 1 second? Just
Yeah,
remember
always.
something. It's October. In other words, it's the spooky Halloween month. And I am 4 subscribers away from 666 subs. So that would be magical. If I had 4 more subscribers right now, I'd be 666 for
Dr. Alex, drop your link in the channel, and we'll get you 4 subs.
I can't. I've not actually got. Maybe I can. I'll try.
4 whole subs and no
4
more.
whole subs. Anyway, back to the rest
Revan,
of it.
just drop his link in our Discord.
Yeah.
That would work. Yeah.
So yeah. Armchair Warlord, The Maiden's War. He's about to. He's almost finished with his second book too, Valkyrie Knight. That will be. Pay attention to what he says for details on that.
Yeah.
Now,
he and I have been having a half-ass contest on who finishes this book first.
Now for me, my YouTube channel is Kilroy Was Here. I do gaming streams. Is there something funny about that?
Yes, there is. There is a lot funny about Kilroy.
Please share, and I'll tell you if you're.
Oh, hold on. Hey, everybody. We need 3 more subs. Go to that link right there, and let's get Dr. Alex up to 666.
Thank you, Belly Button. You got there ahead of me there.
You'd have to, it's a military thing. That's why Robert and I are taking your asses off. It's a little guy who had his hands like this.
Yes, I'm familiar with the meme.
Yes, that's Kilroy was here.
I am familiar with the probably the most famous meme that predates the internet.
Bionic, is there anything you want to share or let anyone know or anything like that?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be on here and talk about it. I love to talk about the Orville. I love the Orville. I love. It's just been a lot of fun. So thank you very much.
Always. So, guys, I'm going to wrap that up here before my internet decides to Sabuko itself. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Phil, drop your link.
My YouTube channel link?
I can't find it. If you could drop it, I can't find it.
Yeah, drop mine too, because mine doesn't seem easy to find.
My internet, Phil, my internet's gone weird, so. I've tried. Yeah. Dr. Alex, you're up to 663.
Wait. Am I?
He should be at
665.
Oh, 665. Am I there?
No, 666.
I am at 666. You are correct. Well done. We did it. Well done, everyone. We pulled together. We got
Screenshot
now,
it. Take the snip.
Now the beast has been released.
Yeah, nobody subscribed to Dr. Alex until November.
Yeah, you just need to take a nice screenshot of it.
I actually, I'm way ahead of you. I just did it on my phone. I just screened back.
I expect to see it on Twitter.
Yes. But, okay, so I'm going to... Wait, Phil, have you posted the links? Phil,
I did
post
mine.
them in YouTube.
Post them in YouTube.
Yeah, go to... Yeah, post them in the chat.
How?
You have to be a mod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are mods.
Oh, in that case, yeah.
Okay, so there's Phil's. Phil, give me Fire's channel, please.
I'm trying to fucking... YouTube is not cooperating with me.
I know, YouTube's gone weird.
Hold on, I'm doing it. Just a second.
The fucking search bar is not working.
I got you, dude. It's right there.
Thank you, Farv. He's such a good mod. I have him well trained.
Look, nobody trains me but my wife, alright?
Exactly. I am your wife.
No, you ain't. And you know what my wife will do to you.
Oh, it's not a challenge. But guys, I would like to thank everybody for coming. I'd like to thank Bionic, PJ, NB Geeps, Dr. Alex, Farv, and Phil.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you guys. And everyone have a great night.